The Chinese artist with the brush, just like the music instrument with the guitar player or the piano player. So the brush is my instrument. In Chinese brush painting, the artist might not necessarily depict the real world, but will be more or less like to painting the landscape in their own mind or even in their own heart. Today we are in the right middle of Edinburgh city centre. Here we have fantastic views of Edinburgh Old Town and also the Arthur Seat. My name is Zhang. I'm a Chinese brush painting and calligraphy artist. I moved to Scotland in 2005 as an international student, and after I finished my study, I love this country and stay here for 70 years from now. I'm trying to working really fast at the initial sketching process and try to grab the most important things. In Chinese brush painting, we have no single light source. We can see it's always in the miserable and cloudy day rather than have direct sunshine. So in another way, today will be perfect for us to make a Chinese style painting. I'm started to set up the desk for paintings. Traditionally, Chinese brush painting will be painting the mountains and the landscape in China. But once I moved to Scotland, I want more people to understand and appreciate this kind of unique traditional art form. So I decided to painting the landscape around us. That would be the Scottish landscape. So I have paper here already. I have the paper weight, and I'm going to producing some ink. So it's a traditional way for producing ink with ink stick and ink stone. Using a clean brush to add a few drops of clean water. We hold the ink stick upright position, start to move in the circular motion. So the clear water turns into black ink. Now I'm going to choose a brush. It's able to bounce back once you push the brush. It's good to painting fine details. So usually we keep the brush relatively dry and only dip a little bit of water or dip a little bit black ink. Usually the first stroke to start with is always make me nervous. I need to think about the overall layout. To talk about Chinese brush painting, we have to talk about another important art form in China, that's Chinese calligraphy, which is using a Chinese brush to writing Chinese characters. They are quite similar. In Chinese language, we're talking about the calligraphy and painting as 书画, which is one word. So for Chinese landscape painting, usually we're outlining using this variety of calligraphy-like brush stroke outline. So I'm using this dot technique to painting the bushes and trees along the side in different shade. That's for the foreground, because there are so many buildings for the foreground. I'm trying to emphasize the mountains, so using this mist and cloud. Most of the time, we're using black ink to painting on white paper. By the time we're creating the black space, we're creating the white space as well. So the two parts have to be harmoniously related to each other. There's no single vanishing point in Chinese brush painting, and there's no shadow as well. We do not using single way of perspective either, and it's more like stage art. We see different layers. In Chinese landscape painting, sometimes you do see figures into the painting, but the figures is always very small. compared with huge mountain and rocks, which suggesting that human beings are insignificant compared with nature world. Sometimes we have to understand where to stop. If you paint too much, will be over-painted, will be ruin these pictures. I think it's time to finish. And now I'm going to add my seals. So that's my personal seal, have my name carved onto it. It's a nice feeling for me to bring kind of my own style, my own traditional and my own background to the Scottish art world. I think people from different background, from different cultural background, we do need to understand each other and try to reach this kind of mutual understanding. The best method is through art.